The parable of the rising sun. In a vast desert where the sun blazed down mercilessly, a weary traveler found himself lost. He had been wandering for days, parched and desperate, with nothing but sand and endless sky around him. The sun above, relentless and scorching, seemed to mock his every step. His feet burned with each stride, and his throat, dry as the desert itself, begged for water. As the day grew hotter and the heat unbearable, the traveler stumbled upon a small cave, offering a rare moment of respite. Inside, he found a woman sitting in the cool shadows, her face serene and calm, as if she had all the time in the world. The traveler, exhausted and near collapse, approached her and asked, "Please, tell me, how can I survive this heat? How do you endure the burning sun outside?" The elderly woman looked up at him, her eyes deep with wisdom. "Ah," she said with a gentle smile, "the sun is not your enemy. It is not something to be feared or fought. It is the source of all life here, both harsh and nurturing." The traveler, bewildered and tired, sat down beside her, seeking answers. She continued, "I see you struggle against the sun, wishing for it to go away, to leave you in peace. But the truth is, the sun is here for a reason. It shapes the land, brings life to the desert, and nourishes the plants and animals that call this place home. Without the sun, this desert would be lifeless. But you must learn not to resist it." The traveler, still confused, asked, "But how can something so painful be a source of life? I feel like it is trying to destroy me, and I can barely endure it." The woman nodded slowly, her voice soft but firm. "It is not the sun's heat that is your enemy, but your resistance to it. When you stop fighting it, you will see that it has a purpose. Trust it, accept it, and it will guide you." For days, the traveler stayed in the cave, learning from the woman. He meditated on her words, gradually understanding the truth behind her teachings. Slowly, he began to change his perspective. Rather than fearing the heat of the sun, he decided to accept it. He ventured out into the desert again, this time with a new mindset. Instead of resisting the sun's harsh rays, he welcomed them, letting them warm him. He understood that the sun's energy was vital, even if it felt intense at times. As he walked through the desert, something miraculous began to happen. His body grew stronger with each step, no longer weighed down by exhaustion. The heat no longer drained him, but instead fueled him. It was as if the sun itself was leading him, guiding him with its warmth. After some time, the traveler found himself standing at the edge of a lush oasis, an oasis he had never noticed before. Water sparkled under the sun's rays, and trees provided shade, offering comfort and refreshment. He knelt beside the water, drinking deeply, feeling his energy return, and then it hit him. The sun, once his enemy, had not only led him through the desert, but had brought him to the very thing he had been searching for, the oasis. Without the heat, without embracing the challenge, he would never have found it. Just as he was about to lie down beneath the shade of a tree, he saw a group of travelers from afar, lost and weary, just as he once had been. He thought to himself, "I must help them." So he walked toward them, offering them water and guidance. As they shared their struggles, the traveler looked at the sun above and smiled. "I was once like you," he said, fearing the heat, wishing for a way out. "But now, I realized that the heat was never the problem. It was my resistance to it. The sun led me here, to this oasis, and now I can show you the way too." As they all walked toward the oasis together, the traveler thought of the woman in the cave. Her wisdom had changed his life forever. He understood now that the hardships he had once fought against had been the very things that had helped him grow. It was the challenges in life that led to the greatest rewards. Often in life, we find ourselves fighting against difficulties and challenges, wishing for them to disappear. But just as the sun is an essential force in the desert, our struggles are the forces that help shape our growth. If we stop resisting and start embracing them, we often discover that they are the very things that lead us to our greatest rewards. It's not the challenges themselves that break us, it's the way we respond to them. Sometimes, embracing the heat can guide us to the oasis we've been seeking all along. The lesson? Embrace the challenges in your life. Trust them, and in time, they will lead you to a place of peace, growth, and unimaginable beauty.